Hi everyone, Paul Lange from Disciplined Trading Strategies with this week's Trade of the Week video. This is for the week ending November 12th of 2023. The stock was C as in Citibank or Citigroup, or I'm not sure what they are. 11/9 was the date. That was Thursday. This happened in the right around noon. I'll explain that. This was a 60-minute major resistance with a 15-minute DSS. Entry on a 2-minute DSS, be the tail. The management advanced rewards risk 1.6 to 1. The trade only lasted about 2 hours. As usual, what's free for DTS members this week? Nothing. But next week, look forward to an event that will be coming on Tuesday. And then I think we also have Monday scanning night next week. Not this upcoming week, but I'm talking on the 20th and 21st. Here is the daily chart for C, and this played a role in it. The hourly chart was kind of the focus, but you can see this area over in here. We're going to open right in there, and you can see it's kind of a downtrending pattern in C, just kind of a general area. So the daily chart said okay to this trade. That's what it looked like after the day of the trade, and I did get most of that red bar. This is the 60-minute chart, and we're going to open right in there. We're going to run a little bit higher initially in the morning, and then as we come back down, I'm going to find a short in there. Right in there somewhere. We'll take a look at the next chart to get a little better view of that. Here's the 15-minute chart. I labeled this a 15-minute DSS. You can kind of see that first lower high. There's where we opened, and there's that first lower high right in there. Entry is under 42.04, stop 42.32. The trade is underway, and we took a target right there. It was unfortunately kind of a cheap target. I will often go for that first cheap target, especially on a trade that's a little shaky like this because it could have stayed sideways, as you can see in that chart. And unfortunately, it bounced kind of early, forcing me to take some of it there, so it was a cheap target. But in targets 2 and 3, the first target was the third, so the second and third thirds ended up at a very nice target down there at 41.42 on a trail stop, not far off of the low. Here's a 5-minute chart, gives you a little better view. That just after noon entry, we open right there, and that just after noon entry comes right in here. What I want to point out, and one of the reasons this was the trade of the week chart, was to show a point. I advertise a lot, and I believe that I really like the opening, and I try to get the job done the opening 60 minutes of the market, maybe up to 90 minutes. But the market pattern varies a lot, and there are days where you're just too extended from a move one way or the other, and it's really lunch where you want to focus on that reversal coming. So there are some days where we see what we have at the open, unique stuff, and then sometimes I'll say, hey, I'm going to come back and see what we have at lunch. Well, this is one of those days, and I was definitely looking for a short lunch, and I happened to catch this one. I don't normally go after the banks because they often have a different pattern, but I really like the setup that occurred right in here. So 5-minute chart entry, target 1, you can see I kind of had to take something there, and then target 2, the only reason I got it this low, you probably guessed if you've listened to these before, I wasn't at the screen. After target 1, I set whatever stop was there for the remaining part of it, walked away, came back and checked in. Actually, I checked in right about at the low there and put a cap on it and walked away with a profit. So nice trade on C all in a couple hours. This was entered over lunch though, which is not what I normally do. But like I said, once in a while we got to come back and see because sometimes the right entries are happening later in the day. Not all that often, but sometimes. If you like trades like this that are well organized, planned ahead, and you can participate in, come join us in the DTS Trading Room. Go over to the DTS homepage and look at that subscription and services tab, and you can figure it out from there. This is Paul for DTS. Good trading, everybody.